Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Fajr Iman Asmat from the Department of Chemistry. My ID is 11. The topic I'm going to discuss is fossil fuels, and this video is presented to Professor Khizr Qureshi. These are the contents of the presentation. We will discuss what are fossil fuels, what are different types of fossil fuels, renewable and non-renewable energy, importance of fossil fuels, and at last, illness and deaths caused due to fossil fuels. First of all, what are fossil fuels? As the name shows that it is a fuel coming from fossils, a fossil fuel is a fuel formed by natural processes such as anaerobic decomposition of buried dead organisms containing organic molecules originating in an ancient photosynthesis that release energy in combustion. Anaerobic decomposition is the decomposition of bacteria or buried dead organism in the absence of air or oxygen. Photosynthesis is the food forming process of plants which forms glucose from carbon dioxide gas and water in the presence of light coming from sun. Such organisms and the resulting fossil fuels typically have an age of millions of years and sometimes more than 650 million years. Fossil fuels contain high percentages of carbon and include petroleum, coal, and natural gas. Peat is also sometimes considered as a fossil fuel. Commonly used derivatives of fossil fuels include kerosene and propane. Fossil fuels range from volatile materials with low carbon to hydrogen ratios like methane to liquids like petroleum to non volatile materials compounds of almost pure carbon like anthracite coal. This is a picture of anthracite coal. Now we will discuss different types of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are formed from the buried remains of plants and animals over a period of millions of years. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas are examples of fossil fuels. Since fossil fuels are obtained from nature, they are referred to as natural resources. Natural resources can be divided into the following two types: first, renewable resources, and second, non renewable resources. This is a picture of a geothermal power station in Iceland. A geothermal power station creates electricity from heat generated in the Earth's interior. Now we'll discuss different types of fossil fuels. Though different types are occasionally used that are interchangeable for each, there are three primary varieties for fossil fuels. These are coal, oil, and natural gas. First of all, we'll discuss coal. Coal is generally black or brownish black in color. Depending on its carbon content, it can be divided into further three main types. First of all, anthracite. Anthracite has a carbon content of around 92 to 98% and is regarded as the highest grade of coal. It is mainly used for heating. Second, bituminous coal has a carbon content of around 60 to 80% and is mainly used for power generation and for manufacturing another fuel called coke. Third, lignite. Lignite has a carbon content of around 25 to 35% and is regarded as the lowest grade of coal. It is mainly used for power generation. Coal was formed from the remains of plants that grew in warm and humid swamps from around 300 to 400 million years ago. Coal is processed further to obtain useful materials like coke, coal tar, and coal gas. First of all, coke. It is a hard and dry fuel produced by heating bituminous coal to a very high temperature in the absence of air. Coke has a high carbon content and is used as a fuel and in steel manufacture. Second, coal tar is a thick, black, and opaque fluid obtained as a byproduct of the process of manufacturing coke. It is used in anti-dandruff shampoos, ointments, soaps, and perfumes, etc. Third and the last type is coal gas. It is a gaseous fuel obtained as a byproduct of the process of manufacturing coke. Before the development of natural gas supplies, it was used as domestic and lighting fuel in ancient times. This picture shows the formation process of coal. In the first step, trees and other plants that grew in swampy areas around 300 to 400 million years ago died and their remains got buried in the swampy soil. Over time, these remains were covered with layers of sediments like mud and sand. In the second step, in low oxygen conditions that are anaerobic decomposition conditions, the buried plant material formed a dark brown material called peat. In the third step, gradually more and more sediments got deposited over peat. Peat was compressed between layers of sediments and formed lignite, which is the lowest grade of coal. In the fourth step, further compression on lignite resulted in the formation of bituminous coal, and in the fifth and last step, even further compression of bituminous coal resulted in the formation of anthracite coal, which is the highest grade of coal. Now we will discuss petroleum and natural gas. Petroleum and natural gas were formed from the remains of tiny marine organisms that died millions of years ago. Petroleum was mainly formed by the decay of tiny marine organisms. The point here to be noted as uh, petroleum was not formed from large land animals like dinosaurs. This picture shows the formation of the petroleum and natural gas. In the first step, tiny marine organisms died and settled on the ocean floor. In the second step, over time, this layer of dead organisms was covered beneath sediments. In the third step, enormous heat and pressure transformed these dead remains to petroleum and natural gas. In the fourth and last step, rising through porous rocks like sandstone, petroleum and natural gas reached a layer of impermeable rock and were trapped below it. Now we will discuss petroleum and natural gas. Petroleum and natural gas are extracted by drilling through the impermeable rocks. Petroleum or crude oil is a complex mixture of solid, liquid, and gaseous hydrocarbons. It is separated into useful substances through a process called refining of petroleum. This is done in oil refineries, which are very expensive. In this process, petroleum is heated to 400 degrees centigrade and introduced in a fractionating column, which is a tall cylindrical structure fitted with horizontal trays. As the vapors of petroleum rise inside the fractionating column, they cool and condense at different heights depending on their boiling points and are collected in different trays. Uncondensed hydrocarbons are petroleum gas. They pass out of the column. The refining process is also called fractional distillation. It is a highly well organized process. Natural gas consists mainly of methane. It has the following main uses. It is used for generation of electricity. Compressed natural gas is used as a fuel in automobiles as it is more environment friendly than petrol or diesel. It is also used as a domestic fuel. It is used in the production of ammonia and hydrogen. It is used in the manufacture of steel, glass, plastics, and other products. Now we will discuss renewable energy. Renewable energy is also called alternative energy. It is usable energy derived from replenishable sources such as the sun, wind, rivers, hot springs, tides, and biomass. At the beginning of the 21st century, about 80% of the world's energy supply was derived from fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Fossil fuels are finite resources. Most estimates suggest that the proven reserves of oil are large enough to meet global demand at least until the middle of the 21st century. We are running out of fossil fuels. Fossil fuel combustion has a number of negative environmental consequences. Fossil fuel power plants emit air pollutants such as sulfur dioxide gas, particulate matter, nitrogen oxides, and toxic chemicals, which include heavy metals as mercury, chromium, and arsenic. We all know the harmful effects of mercury, chromium, and arsenic on both animals and plants. Fossil fuel power plants emit mobile sources such as fossil fuel vehicles, emit nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide gas, and other particulate matter. Exposure to these pollutants can cause heart diseases, asthma, and other human health problems, as well as animal problems. In addition, emissions from fossil fuel combustion are responsible for acid rain, which has led to the acidification of many lakes and consequent damage to aquatic life, leaf damage in many forests, and the production of smoke in or near many urban areas. Furthermore, the burning of fossil fuels releases carbon dioxide gas, one of the main greenhouse gases that cause global warming. Smoke in Lahore is a famous example of the pollution. This picture shows the planet Solar. This is the world's largest solar powered boat and the first ever solar electric vehicle in the globe, according to the data from the year 2012. This is a picture of the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River in China. These both are the forms of renewable energy. Now we will discuss non renewable energy. A non renewable resource is also called a finite resource. It is a natural resource that cannot be easily replaced by natural means at a quick enough space to keep up with consumption. An example is carbon based fossil fuel. The original organic matter, with the aid of heat and pressure, becomes a fuel such as oil or gas. Earth minerals and metal ores, fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum, and natural gas, and groundwater in certain aquifers on Earth are all considered non renewable resources. though individual elements are always conserved except in nuclear reactions. Conversely, resources such as timber and wind are considered energy renewable resources largely because the localized replenishment can occur within time frames meaningful to humans as well. This is a picture of Rosing uranium mine. It is the longest running and one of the largest open pit uranium mines in the world. In the year 2005, it produced 8% of global uranium oxide needs, which is about 3,711 tons of uranium oxide. This is a picture of raw gold ore that is eventually smelted down into gold metal. This is the picture of a coal mine in United States. Coal produced over millions of years is a finite and non-renewable resources on a human time scale. This is a picture of peacock coal. Now we will discuss the importance of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are of great importance because they can be burnt, oxidized to carbon dioxide and water, producing significant amounts of energy per unit mass. The use of coal as a fuel predates recorded history. Coal was used to run furnaces for the smelting of metal ore, while semi-solid hydrocarbons from seeps were also burned in ancient times. They were mostly used for waterproofing and embalming. Commercial exploitation of the petroleum began in the 19th century, largely to replace oils from animal resources, notably whale oil for use in oil lamps. Natural gas once flared off as an unneeded byproduct of the petroleum production, but is now considered a very valuable resource. Natural gas deposits are also the main source of helium gas. Heavy crude oil is much more viscous than conventional crude oil and oil sands, where bituminous coal is found and mixed with salt and clay. Heavy crude oil began to become more important as sources of fossil fuel in the early 2000s. Oil, shale, and similar materials are sedimentary rocks containing kerogen. Kerogen is a complex mixture of high molecular weight organic compounds which yield synthetic crude oil and heat when pyrolyzed. With additional processing, they can be employed in lieu of other established fossil fuels. More recently, there has been disinvestment from exploitation of such resources due to their high carbon cost relative to more easily processed reserves. This picture shows a petrochemical refinery in Scotland and United Kingdoms. Now we will discuss reserves of fossil fuels. Levels of primary energy sources are the reserves in the ground. Flows are production of fossil fuels from these reserves. The most important primary energy sources are carbon-based fossil energy resources. This is a picture of a deep water horizon on the Gulf of Mexico. We know that everything has its uses as well as harms. Now we will discuss an accident related to the fossil fuels. Deepwater Horizon spill is also called Gulf of Mexico oil spill. It is the largest marine oil spill in history, caused by an explosion on the Deepwater Horizon oil rig, exactly located at this place on the 20th April 2010. It subsequently sank on April 22nd. It is known that it wasted 7 million barrels of oil into water. Now we will discuss illness and deaths caused due to fossil fuels. Moreover, this environmental pollution impacts human lives because particulates and other air pollution from fossil fuel combustion cause illness and deaths when inhaled by people. These health effects include premature death, acute respiratory illnesses, aggravated asthma, chronic bronchitis, and decreased lung function. The poor, undernourished, very young, and very old, and people with pre existing respiratory diseases and other ill health are more at risk. This graph shows fossil fuel accidents in the United States from the year 1968 to 2011. 3,827 people were killed due to coal, 892 people killed, and 6,259 people were killed due to were injured due to natural gas. 77 people killed and 7,550 people were injured due to oil. These There is a quote in regard with fossil fuels. It says that if you assume that humans continue to burn fossil fuels at the present rate, the oceans will continue to absorb carbon dioxide gas and will become increasingly acidified, which is very harmful for us. These are the references I've used in making this presentation. I hope the concept of fossil fuels is clear to you all. If you have any kind of query or question, you can ask from me. This was all from my side. Jazakallah.